What's up, guys? This is the Gospel According to Mark with a C. He is I and I am he. Just taking some time to tell you exactly what's on my mind. Thank you for joining me once again, my friends. Now, we are going to talk about the show formerly known as The Acolyte. Many of you know that Disney Plus fumigated its platform by euthanizing the fake Star Wars show. And they would have us to believe that a lot of people are outraged about this and people are heartbroken and upset. But we all know this comes as no surprise to the rest of us. And I have an article here in the Hollywood Reporter where at least Amandla Stenberg is saying it wasn't a surprise to her either. Now, I'm going to read a little bit of this article as well as her statement because, quite frankly, I'm a little bit concerned about Amandla and her frame of mind and whether or not she might be under the influence of something. I'm not sure watching that video, but I'm going to give my opinion and my thoughts on the things that she's saying. And of course, you guys can get in the comment section and let me know how you feel about this as well, because there's a few things here that I find very interesting that kind of go back to some of the things that I've been talking about for a very, very long time, and I'll be breaking that down to you as we go over this. Now, this is in the Hollywood Reporter. I'm going to read a little bit for you, and I'm going to start with the headline. The Acolyte star Amandla Stenberg was not surprised about the cancellation after Star Wars fanboy racist vitriol. Okay, buckle up, guys. You know where we're going from here. All right. It says the actor and cast experienced extreme and relentless racist attacks from the trolls of the internet, who apparently couldn't handle a strong black woman leading a series in the franchise. Girl. Now listen, right there, guys. Stop right there. This, once again, is what I was talking about. Amandla Stenberg, more than anything, identifies as a wide, openly homosexual, biracial woman. And I love the way they just put her out there as y'all couldn't handle a strong black woman. This, once again, guys, I am going to continue to talk about this. This is a perfect example of what I've been talking about the black mask of failure, okay? She is openly gay, biracial, but in the light of this failure, for all to see this embarrassing and humiliating failure, they want to fly the black flag. She's a strong black woman. Never mind that she's biracial. She's part white. She's half white. But she's got to be a strong black woman. Isn't this convenient in this day and age that we live in, where a lot of you can't even tell what a woman is, let alone a black woman? Kamala Harris, anybody? But anyway, we're going to go on here. It goes on to say, the Acolyte star Amandla Stenberg revealed that she's not surprised that the Disney Plus series set in the Star Wars universe was canceled after The Power of One season, following the vitriol, prejudice, hatred, and fateful language that the cast received from internet trolls since the series was announced and through its cancellation earlier this month. Okay, so let's get down to a quote from her. She says, and I gotta break it down to you guys because I'm not going to be showing the video to this, but you guys see the thumbnail here. It's a little bit concerning, all right? You got Amandla in this video, and she appears to have some type of scalp irritation. I don't know if it's hair lice or something. She can't keep her hands like out of her hair. I don't know if she's got mites or whatever. And she looks like she's under the influence of something. I'm guessing maybe fentanyl. I hope not. I hope not. You know, I can't prove anything, but guys, I don't know. You know, apparently this is really like hitting her in a bad way. You know what I mean? She's trying to act like it's not, but I'm kind of concerned, guys. So you got this video, and she goes on to say, I'm going to be really transparent, and I'm going to say it's not a huge shock for me, Stenberg told fans of the show's cancellation after one season. Of course, I live in a bubble of my own reality. Once again, something that we all knew of course, we already know you're living in a bubble of your own reality. Otherwise, you would have listened to people like me who, number one, told you that you were not getting paid as much as you should have gotten paid. Number one, while you're shouting on us, you should have been checking your money, Amandla. So I knew you were getting jerked right there, all right? But you didn't want to hear it because, of course, you live in that bubble of your own reality. But for those who aren't aware, there's been a rampage of vitriol that we have faced since the show was even announced, when it was still just a concept. No one had even seen it. Okay, what she's saying here, she's implying that we didn't even give the show a chance. You didn't even get a chance to see it, she's saying, before you came out with your vitriol. She says that's when we started experiencing a rampage of, I would say, hyper-conservative bigotry and vitriol. Once again with the vitriol. Okay, vocabulary, Amandla. Prejudice, hatred, and hateful language towards us. All right. So she's saying that before we even saw the show, a lot of us were going at her with the disrespect and the hateful language and, of course, the vitriol. Now, Amandla, young lady, let me remind you of how this went down, because I had a front row seat. I was right there. And number one, this is the reason why I chose not to watch the show. Because you led not only with the identity politics, but you led with the condemnation of your audience. Whereas you began by saying, before anybody saw the show, before anybody saw a promo, because I did the video, before all of that, you led by saying that you were going to make Star Wars a safe place for minorities, for black people, basically, is what you were saying. You were saying that it hasn't always been safe in this space right here. You led with that, okay? You led by saying that we have the gayest cast. We have the most diverse cast. I was waiting to hear what the damn show was about, but you weren't telling anybody that. So we had nothing to go on except for the fact that you appeared to be resentful of your audience right off the bat. All right? That was a turnoff for me. All right? Now, I might not be one of those alt-right people that you're talking about. Maybe I am. I don't know. Whatever people think I am. Believe me, I've heard in the comment section I'm all types of shit. You know what I mean? But well, maybe not me. I'm a little bit long in the tooth here. But if minorities, and I hate that word, but okay, people go with that. If minorities are supposed to be who you're protecting, I can tell you that a lot of them were turned off by that. All we want, and this is something that we share, all we want is an amazing story. That's what we want. And before we could hear about any amazing story, you were talking about how you were on a mission from God to save all of the minorities. You were here to make Star Wars and fandom a safe place. Chick, just show us the show, but you didn't. And this is what you got. And we see this over and over again. Once again, when we talk about the Kenobi show with Moses Ingram, they led by saying that, well, Moses Ingram was warned that the Star Wars fandom was going to be brutal towards her and she can expect to be bullied before we even saw the show. This is what was going on. All right. So we see this over and over again. This is what they lead with. It goes all the way back to The Force Awakens, right? When they showed Finn and when they showed Rey, and you had J.J. Abrams come out and say, if you have a problem with female representation and female led, you're going to really hate this, before we even got a chance to see the damn movie. But we spent billions of dollars to see these things. Even so, knowing that it was a female lead, knowing that Finn was there, we came back, God help us, to see The Last Jedi. Those movies made billions of dollars, and it didn't just make billions of dollars on the LGBTQ minority communities. It was everybody who loves Star Wars coming together. But if anyone deals in divisiveness, it is you people. It's you people at Disney Lucasfilm. That's what you do. Rian Johnson, even back then, talked about, I separate. I take pleasure in separating the audience. Why, just a couple of weeks ago, we had the OG himself, Mark Hamill, came out and he said, if you are MAGA, if you vote in a way that I don't like, that goes against me, you can go force yourself, he says. And of course, we know force is being substituted by another F word, a four-letter F word. We know what he was getting at, and he said it something like 3 times. You can go F yourself. Dude spends all of his time, and he's another one that I'm confused. I'm concerned about. He spends all of his time on X just like sniffing Donald Trump's balls. Like he's just got this fascination with playing with Donald Trump's balls. It's all he does. Mark Hamill. Dude, do you not realize back when The Last Jedi came out and you seemed like you were disheartened by the representation or the way that Luke Skywalker was being presented in the movie, who do you think it was that had your back? These would literally be considered conservatives because we were trying to conserve, we were trying to save the original vision of Star Wars, of Luke Skywalker, the image of our hero. We were trying to conserve that. We had your back. This very audience that you just told to go F yourself, that was you. This is the problem. The problem. That's all, folks. This is the problem with Disney, Lucasfilm, Star Wars. You don't appreciate us. You don't deserve us. And you have the nerve, getting back to Amandla, young lady, you're young. Okay, I can excuse you almost for your ignorance, almost, but not quite, because you need to learn how to shut your mouth. Okay, nobody asked you to do that video. If anything, Disney Lucasfilm, they should take out a lawsuit against you. They should sue you for sabotaging the show. Because when you did that, interest in the show, The Acolyte, just dropped through the floor, if there was any to begin with, because of the way that you led with this. Right? But nobody told you to do that. Nobody told you to go at the audience the way that you did. Whatever happened to being humble and humility and all of that? Let's see if there's anything else left here, because I got to wrap this up. Let's see. She goes on to say, the article says, the harsh franchise fanboy response to the show's cast profoundly impacted Stenberg, she says, as it occurred in the context of what she says is our divisive times. Once again, you guys made it divisive. Remember, George Lucas's Star Wars, it brought us together. See, you would know that if you weren't all up in the ass of white people, as I say before. You look directly over your black audience. See, you wouldn't be in the trouble that you're in right now if you didn't look over creators like myself and Fatal J and Damajani and Abu Nas, and Lord Callis, who's a huge Star Wars fan. But I'm just saying, this is what you do. You overlook your black audience so you can condemn your white audience, not realizing that we were united in this years ago. All right. It's you guys who are brand new who want to play these divisive games and tactics. That's what you do. OK, so it says here, let's see. She elaborated on what she went through during her time working on a Star Wars project as a black woman. A black woman, once again, not biracial, not homosexual, but a black woman. The Black Mask of Failure. If this show had been a success, they would have been trumpeting all over the world. This is the most successful show by a LGBTQ lead. By a, what is it? What else is she? A biracial lead. They wouldn't have said anything about a black woman, right? But because she failed, that's what it's being known as now. A huge failure with a black woman at its lead. Once again, like the Marvels, a huge failure with a black woman director-writer. She goes on to say, it brought up a lot for me, a lot of social and political dynamics, a lot about my own value system, how I respond to that kind of hatred, how I move through the world at large. And it just became inarguable for me at a certain point that in order to continue to be myself, I would have to honor my value system by being vocal, even with the context of working for Disney, working within the large edify camp, within the large massive IP that is Star Wars. Sorry, young lady, but you're just another victim. Just like Moses Ingram, just like Rose Tico. What's her name in real life? Rose Tico. Damn it. I hate when this happens. But you guys know who I'm talking about. The Rose Tico actress. I'm going to sit here until I remember it. Rose Tico. You guys are gonna go into the comment section and let me know before I even come up with it, right? It's Rose Tico, was played by shit, I'm not gonna remember, but you guys can put it down there. I know who it is, but because I'm in front of the camera, I'm not gonna remember. Okay, but like her, like the other one who played in Solo. All right, I'm not gonna do names right now because obviously it's like I'm after work. It's after work, so I'm not gonna get into all of that. But you know who I'm talking about, all right? So all of these people, they're victims also. Everyone that Disney uses in order to get their little brownie virtue signaling points. You're just another victim. And that's where you should be looking at. If you're going to be introspective, Amandla, that's what you should be thinking about. Okay? So anyway, guys, there it is. Disney, you deserve this. Amandla, it is what it is. You're getting your ass kicked on the way out the door because, unfortunately, you drank all of that Kool-Aid. Wipe the Mickey Mouse jizz from your mouth. I mean, you did that to yourself. I'm sorry. Hopefully, you're still young. You can learn. Maybe you'll be all right. Maybe you'll pop up somewhere else. But until then, that's what we're looking at here, guys. So, what do you think of Amandla Stenberg not quietly going out into the sunset? All of this crap that she's talking about here. And Kelly Marie Tran. All right, there it is. Kelly Marie Tran. You guys knew I wasn't going to let that go, right? Kelly Marie Tran is another victim. John Boyega is another victim. Then Dwayne Newton is another victim. Just about everybody you can name who they put on in the name of diversity and inclusion has come to regret it and has done nothing for their careers. So anyway, guys, we're back to telling me how you think about this or what you think about this in the comment section. As always, you can like, you can share, you can subscribe, you can donate to the channel through the super thanks on all of my videos. And I do appreciate that, guys, because YouTube is not helping my channel out at all. So thank you guys for watching. I will get back to you in the next one. I'll see you guys later. This is The Gospel According to Mark with a C. You can tell I'm in a hurry to get to my son's football game. This is the reason why my thoughts are all over the place, but I had to get that out there. Rock on.